Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Myles Henderson here, giving you an update on our 2 snow chances over the next couple of days. So I've got some graphics up. I've also got my phone here so I can keep tabs on any comments or questions you may have. So as we're talking, this is more of a conversation versus a normal forecast like you'd see on TV. So I welcome the conversation. Do you like the snow? Do you not like the snow? Do you have any questions for me? I'll try to keep up as we go along, but of course, if we really get going, I may lose track of some, but bear with me here. So first things first, tracking 2 systems, both could bring us some accumulating snowfall. The first one, that's a cold front that's going to move through tomorrow, Thursday, likely going to start us some rain in the morning, and then we'll change over to some snow as we go through the second half of the day. The second system is a coastal low, so an area of low pressure that's going to move up the coastline. That could move through Friday to Saturday. That could bring us some more significant snowfall. So a good way to think about this, I used the analogy this morning. Thursday is kind of like the appetizer. Friday and Saturday is kind of like the main course, right? So you get a little taste and then you get the bigger portion. Brandon's asking, how much snow can we expect? We'll get there, Brandon. I want to set the storyline first so you know what we're talking about. We'll get there. All right, so here's the first one, and that's the cold front. That's going to be moving through Thursday, tomorrow. It will start as rain. And then we're going to see that changeover later in the day, right? Cold air behind the cold front. So as that colder air filters in, temperatures will drop as we go through the day tomorrow. That's when we could see that changeover. Here's a closer view. Let's see. Heather's asking about the timing. Here you go. Perfect timing for that question. Asking about snowfall totals. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hang tight. All right. So here's the timing. This is for Thursday. All right. Tomorrow, starting with some rain. That'll move in the morning. So there's some rain moving in between 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock across much of Hampton Roads. In North Carolina, it may take a little bit later, mid-morning, midday. Now, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you see rain for most of the area, but a little bit of snow starting to mix in for some of our northern spots. So that snow transition line is going to walk its way from northwest to southeast as we go through the day. So there's 1 o'clock. Let's jump ahead to 4 o'clock. You see that change over to snow for spots on the eastern shore. Middle Peninsula, Williamsburg, Northern Peninsula, even back towards Surrey and Sussex. As we go more toward the evening, so after sunset, you see some of that snow mixing in through spots like Isle of Wight and Suffolk, knocking on the door there, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Norfolk, and Portsmouth. And then 8 o'clock, some snow showers on the south side to inland Carolina, still rain down on the Outer Banks, and kind of fizzling out from there. So that's your general timeline for Thursday as that cold front moves through. Our next big snow chance is for Friday. As far as tomorrow's chance goes in accumulation, don't expect much Thursday, between 0 and 1 inch. That'll be our range for tomorrow's chance. Again, that's the appetizer, right? Just a little taste. Bigger chance will be Friday into Saturday. So there's the area of low pressure. That's what's going to move up the coastline. And this is where there's still some question marks when it comes to the forecast. Right, some of the forecast models want to push that low up against the coastline, bringing us in a lot more moisture. Others want to kind of lag it off the coastline a little bit, which would limit our moisture. All right, still some wiggle back and forth. As we go Friday into Saturday, you see Saturday kind of exiting off to our north and east. So let me run through a couple different forecast models for you. Now, it's important to remember these are computer models, right? So think of it as a computer takes a bunch of input, numbers, and gives you an output, right? What does the snow or the rain look like? A good way to think about these, remember when we talk about hurricanes and we show you the spaghetti plots, right? All those crazy lines tracking a hurricane. Same thing, right? Those are different forecast models based on a hurricane track. Those models are doing snow work here. So they're going to have different opinions, right? Sometimes those spaghetti plots can look kind of crazy. Sometimes our forecast models can be very different. So let's look at the differences. Here's the Euro model. And the Euro has been trending on the aggressive side, right? This has been one of the bigger snowmakers for us. Keep some snow hanging around throughout the day on Friday. Bigger chance later in the day. This is 8 o'clock Friday evening, Friday night. Rain for the Outer Banks, snow for pretty much everybody else. And some heavy snow there as we go overnight into Saturday morning. And then you see an exit as we go into midday on Saturday. So everything moves out lunchtime or shortly thereafter. I see a lot of the questions coming in. Thank you for the questions. I'll get to them. I promise. I'm seeing them coming in as quick as I can talk here. So that's the Euro model. The GFS. The GFS still brings in some snow for us. See it kind of limited in the morning, but then ramping up as we go later in the day. But what you'll notice is the biggest difference see how the GFS kind of chops things off right across our peninsulas and eastern shore? That's a sign that moisture is kind of trending more to the south and east. So again, similar picture, but could result in some very different outcomes for us. Here's 5 o'clock Saturday morning, and then there's that similar exit right around midday or early afternoon on Saturday. We're just starting to get in our kind of short range model that's going to wrap up the picture later in the time frame for us, but that's just starting to come into frame. So here's a look at the timeline. Right now, looks like we'll start with a few snow showers Friday morning, picking up, becoming more widespread later in the day Friday, 70 to 80% chance afternoon to evening. That'll continue into Saturday morning and then move out around midday for us on Saturday. Let's talk about the totals. All right. I see a lot of questions about numbers. Let's go through those same forecast models. Keep in mind, these are computer models. This is not set in stone. This is not an official forecast. This is what the computer is spitting out. And I show you this to show you how different they are. So again, the Euro, most aggressive. That's cranking out 8 to 14 inches of snow across the area, with the exception of the Outer Banks, where there'll be some more rain in the mix there. So this is on the high side of things. The GFS, remember how it kind of chopped things off? That's illustrated in the numbers. It really limits the numbers for our northern spots, but still puts out between 3 and 6 or even 7 inches of snow from the south side to North Carolina. Our graph model just starting to come into frame, so it doesn't have the full picture yet, but you can see how that does still bring in a significant amount of snow, at least through the Friday portion of that timeline. I've seen some questions about ice. Let's run through the models there. I think most of the ice problems are going to be to our south. So you see some ice accumulation south of the Albemarle Sound, maybe a little bit right there on the northern edge of the Albemarle Sound, more significant to the south. The GFS model puts a little bit of ice accumulation right around the Albemarle Sound, maybe southern Currituck, northern Dare County, where you see that transition to more rain. And our graph model, similar picture. Again, puts a little bit of that ice accumulation right near the Albemarle Sound. I think that's going to be a bigger problem to the south of us. All right. So today, nice day. Today is the day to get out and enjoy the weather, get all your prep work done, test your generator, things like that. Tomorrow, it'll be the appetizer, right? Rain changing to snow, small accumulation tomorrow, 0 to an inch. The bigger potential will be Friday into Saturday, really looking at the second half of Friday into the first half of Saturday. All right, let me look down here and see if I can catch up on all these questions you've been answering, which I appreciate, by the way. Get back to the big picture here. All right. Whew, lots of questions. I like Kim's question. Is there a chance we're just going to see rain? Unlikely at this point, right? We're going to see temperatures in the 30s for most of the day, Friday and Saturday. So some of us will just see rain, like our friends on the Outer Banks. I think if you're in Hatteras watching, this is just going to be a rain and wind event for you. But for most of Hampton Roads in northeastern North Carolina, snow is looking very, very likely. Let's see. I appreciate the conversation here. That's what I love about doing these Facebook Lives, is that we can actually kind of have a conversation. You know, on TV, it's kind of one-sided. I just get to talk to you, but now you actually get to talk with you. Let's see. Temperature on the backside of the cold front. Well, Kimberly, the numbers are going to be dropping. So as that cold front moves through tomorrow, we're going to go from the upper 40s, kind of morning to midday, and then we'll fall off into the 30s as we go later in the day. Of course, that cold air is going to be following that cold front. So that's why we get that kind of progressive changeover as those temperatures fall to the 30s, eventually 20s as we go kind of overnight over the next couple of nights here. So it is going to get cold enough, that's for sure. Highs will be in the 30s, lows in the 20s as we talk Friday and Saturday. Nicole, is it going to stick on the roads and the grass? Thursday, probably not going to see a lot of accumulation on the road, right? Starting as rain, changing over, and only 0 to an inch of accumulation Thursday. So probably not going to see a lot, if any, accumulation on the roads Thursday. With significantly more snow expected Friday and into Saturday.